Well, I think the first thing that I've experienced with him, or I gathered from playing with him, is that music has no rules. You can do anything with music. It's a universal language. It doesn't matter if you're blind. It doesn't matter if you're tall, skinny. It doesn't matter what race, what country you're from. A song can unite the people of the world. So it's been a very, very good experience to see his music touch as many people as it has, across the globe. There's not too many places you can go and you don't hear a Stevie Wonder song or someone say that they love this particular song or this album or something of that. So, but yeah, that music has no rules. One of my biggest influence in the industry is a saxophonist by the name of Mike Phillips. And Mike played with Stevie prior to me becoming a part of the band. And at the time, he was in Vegas with Prince. And Stevie had kind of taken a hiatus from touring. He was kind of chilling for a second, and he called for 6 shows in Japan. And so Mike was doing a residency in Vegas for like 6 months. So the Stevie shows were more like a little spot dates. It was only like 6 shows. And he called Stevie and he says, hey, I have this young man that, I think deserves an opportunity. Great horn player, good person. And I think he would be perfect to fill in for me until I can come back. And by his recommendation, Stevie, took his word. And 9 years later, I've been able to tour the world with him. It depends. Sometimes we're on tour buses, so we may have 3 or 4 tour buses. You have the crew, then you have the band, then Stevie. It depends on just how they dealt with the travel. Sometimes we're on the same flight, sometimes we're not. It just depends on his schedule. Sometimes we have a totally different schedule than he does. Most times, we have a different schedule, but at some points we meet up. Of course at the actual show. But sometimes we may not even know he's on our flight, and we look up and it's like, oh, Stevie's on our flight. So but it happens. But I personally love the tour bus. Yes. Because we get a chance to spend a lot more time with each other. It's not a lot of lobby calls. It's not, after a show, everybody's chilling. You just put your stuff back up under the bus. They have, TVs and movies in the kitchen and all kinds of things. So it's a great experience and bonding experience with musicians that you get to share the stage with. Well, I started off playing drums at 10, and I'm actually the 4th generation sax player in my family. So when I got maybe like in the 6th grade, my mom was like, you should get in the band at school. I was like, okay, well, I'm gonna play drums in school. And she was like, why don't you learn how to play a different instrument? But because there were so many sax players in my family, I was like, okay, well, maybe I'll play trumpet and we can start a horn section. And at my elementary school, they would introduce you to the band director, and they would have lists of the different instruments. So you could choose or put your name, pick 3 instruments that you would play. So I think I picked like drums. Well, drums was last because my mom said I couldn't play drums in school. But like trumpet, then it was like drums and then sax, or sax then drums or something. So the trumpet ended up getting filled. It filled up pretty fast. The tuba was too big. I was a little, small guy. My arms weren't long enough for the trombone. All the girls played the clarinet and the flute. So saxophone pretty much was the last thing that was left. The moment that I first, played the saxophone, it was like magic. Everything just flowed out. All the issues that everybody else were having, I just naturally, I just wasn't having those issues. people sounding like ducks, you know, you quack, quack, you know, with how the horn is. But I've just been in love with it since the first day. I grew up in church, so gospel definitely has a great foundation in my musical playground. But I love James Brown, I love Prince, love Stevie, of course, even before I started playing with him. But I was a huge Michael Jackson fan growing up, so pop, a little bit of everything, really. We listened to jazz a lot, but I was in the marching band in high school. So in the marching band, you play so many different genres of music. So I just became a student or a lover of all music. So even now, like hearing some Caribbean music, hearing some reggae, like I'm just influenced by music, period. As long as the music was done by love or that people did it with good intent, it makes me feel good. So anything that kind of touches me, I'm with. So. Well, I just released a record called Just Walk, and the whole purpose of this record is to say to other musicians and other creative people that sometimes we could get stuck in one spot with our artistry, and sometimes it's okay to go and step out and go see something else and go experience other people, other cultures, to influence you, to inspire you, just to see where your music can take you. So, you know, I'm a man of faith, and I believe that my gift has a GPS system built in it. And so just like how we get in the car and we punch in the GPS and we trust the GPS to go and take us, I just punched in my GPS and it brought me here. So I'm excited about the new experiences. I'm excited about meeting new musicians, just to see what the music scene is like. You know, where do I fit in? Do I fit in here? And can we grow, and can we build some things here as well, just like I've done at home or any other place that I've been. And again, touring with Stevie has shown me the influence of how music can take you so many places. So I'm just starting my journey with seeing how my music can take me around the world as well.